welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to give you all tips on thrifting. Okay, so the tips are in any certain order because you know, like, thrift stores work different ways based on like who it is. Like the Goodwill is not the same as Carms or your local Goodwill, thrift store, whatever thrift store. So they're not ordered, just, you know, take them as you go. I have my notes on my phone, so I'm gonna be reading it off based off of that. So my first tip is color of the day. So at the Goodwill, most of the time I go to the Goodwill, so as soon as I walk in the door, they have like a color of the day, such as like orange 50% off, or even they might even have a sign hanging in the stores. And even if they don't have a sign, you can literally like walk up to the cashier or whoever's in there working and like, what's the color of the day? I'm not sure about any other thrift store but the Goodwill, but I know for sure the Goodwill does it. Bring in grocery bags. So, you know, these little things. So when you're shopping, basically, like, people don't do nothing with those anyways. So I save them. I use it for like trash and like my garbage cans, like my little short ones and stuff. But basically I save those, and when you bring them into the Goodwill, you get 10% off for bringing in 10 bags. So when you bring those in, it's already cheap in a thrift store. So it's like when you bring those in, it makes it even cheaper. So basically when you go in, like, don't treat it like you're isolated to one section. Basically, like, go in other sections. Don't just only go in women's if you're a woman, only go in men if you're a man. Like, go in boys, because first of all, stuff comes in and they place it. They try to like separate it, but sometimes they place it not knowing the right place, and so like something that can be a different size. I know I feel like I'm talking in a circle and not being direct, but basically say it's like a size. It's like they assume that it's a kid's, but it's actually like a junior's, but they just like put it in the wrong place. Or even not even that. People pick up stuff all the time in the Goodwill in the thrift stores and just like place it back anywhere. So it's like if you go somewhere and find, like, look around, you might find something that's out of place, and that's when you find treasure. Or even in like wearing different sizes, they fit you, whether you like baggy clothes or tight clothes, they can fit you differently. So I would say go in different sections, because sometimes you don't know what you're looking for, and that's when you find good stuff, when you don't know and you just be like looking around. So know the sales for the month. So if you go on the internet and Google like Goodwill monthly discounts or something, it'll pop up and basically map out every week or every day the color that's on sale, or if they have like special sales going on, they have that on their calendar. So look that up, especially if you're like a regular person who goes to the thrift store. And also by doing that, like, as you shop, if you're a regular shopper, you begin to realize like what colors you pick up the most. Like for me, I pick up yellows and blue. And it's not to say that you do it intentionally, but somehow I just seem to always, maybe it's more blues in that store that they mark it down as, or that they tag it as, or maybe they mark more pinks. But somehow I pick up those colors. So if you know kind of what colors you pick up, if you look at the calendar, you can kind of see like, oh, I usually pick up blues, so maybe I should go on the week where like blues are half off. It's a possibility that you'll get like a better, I guess, a cheaper price if you know like what colors you use, and if you go on those days. Student discounts. So it's crazy because I live on campus, and I go to the thrift store that's on campus. But I've never gotten a student discount. Like, I think they think that we're rich and we don't need discounts, but your girl do. But no, you can, actually, I should do it myself, but you should ask who's ever working, do they have student discounts? So when you go check out for either that time or for the next time you come in, ask if they have student discounts. That'll be clutch, clutch, clutch. I mean, I guess if you're like, if you're a senior citizen, I know they have those. You can get you a senior citizen discount. You gotta be 55 or older. Another tip is to go to the thrift stores like regularly. if you go once a month, yeah, you're gonna find stuff. It's kind of like when you go to a regular store and they get inventory or stock in, and if you go, like, if you know when they get stock, say they get it Thursday and you go in Friday, or you go in that Thursday, you're more likely to get the best of it and the stuff not to be picked over. So it's kind of the same thing with the thrift store. Like, if you go in regularly, then you're more likely to get, like, them just putting out new items. Well, you know, not new, but you know, the just received items. And then you're more likely to find, like, better stuff because people haven't already seen it, or you're, like, the first to kind of see and look through the store. Because it's crazy because I found a lot of stuff like that, and I go to the register just checking out, thinking nothing of it, and she's like, oh yeah, we just put that out, or oh yeah, that hasn't been here long, or oh yeah, that girl looked at it, she should have got it. Like, you're right, she should have got it. But yeah, so when you go in the store, if you see something and it really, like, moves you, like, you get excited about seeing it, don't hesitate to get it. Like, don't sit it down like, oh, I'm going to come back and get it, or oh, I'm going to pick it back up in a minute. Because as soon as you lay it down, that's when somebody picks it up. And, you know, it's like the thrift store is like one-of-a-kind stuff. So it's like, it's not likely you're going to find another one in there. It's actually, like, I feel like impossible. So if you, like, really like it, and first, that's if it's at a reasonable price. Because some thrift stores can be quite pricey to be a thrift store to me. So if you feel like it's a reasonable price, like, get it. If you're a person who likes to buy furniture, like lamps, or kind of like bigger items, bundle deals. And it's not even a thing where, like, the stores don't put a price tag like, oh, buy these two, you get them for this price. But sometimes if you negotiate with the worker in there, and maybe not specifically like the worker, but the manager, she'll ask her manager, or he'll ask his manager and ask if they can bundle, like, two big items together. Okay, so if you like really lavish and expensive stuff, but you don't like paying for it at, like, you know, the regular prices or the high prices, if you go to a neighborhood where you know it's basically like, let's see, it's like a high-end neighborhood. I won't say like high class, but basically a high-end neighborhood where, you know, like, basically people around there kind of make, like, a good amount of money. Like, 9 times out of 10, you'll find actually, like, a lot of name brands. Because people, like, you know, people who just got money, they willing just to, like, give it away or throw it away. Or not even that. I mean, you know, like, good people, like, give stuff away instead of just throwing it in the trash. So if you go to a high-end neighborhood, it's likely that you'll run into, like, some really, like, first of all, quality, and then second of all, name brands. Be nice to the workers. And you should be being nice anyways, because, like, who wants to just be an evil person all the time? Like, you have nothing better to do if you just walk around being rude all the daggone time. But, like when you're nice and, like, just talk to the people, and not, like, even from, like, saying, hi, how are you, how was your day, but even just carrying a conversation, or simply asking, like, hey, could you help me find such and such? Or, hey, I love shopping at the thrift store. I see stuff in here often, or I come visit. Just start a conversation with them. When you get to the checkout, like, get ready to check out, it's actually more likely that they'll give you discounts, just because it's like, well, first of all, it's the thrift store, so they already know people are coming in there to find cheap stuff, or, like, I guess not as expensive stuff. So when you're nice to them, they're just like, they might just throw, like, a little discount on you. And you're not even, like, you don't even have to end up asking for the discount. They'll just be like, oh, well, let me mark that down for you. Or, oh, I can give you half off on that. So it's not to say, oh, only be nice to them so you can get the discount. Because it might not work every time. But it is to say, like, just be friendly. Like, you should be doing that anyways. But just be friendly. And sometimes, you know, good things happen to those people. This is a bad hack, but I have worse. So this is like, it isn't terrible. But I know I've been to the thrift store. And so you know how sometimes at the thrift store it's not specific pricing. Like, they may say what it ranges from. And even then, I've been to somewhere, it don't even tell you, like, any prices of what it ranges from. And I get to the register, and it's not that I don't have the money. it's just like I just don't want to spend that much money like in a thrift store, or at least like that day. Maybe I'll come back the next day and buy it. But so if you kind of like I mean, you can pretend, but if you really don't have it and you get up there and say, like, as she's writing you up, you're like, okay, well, what's the total for this? And say it's over. And you're like, okay, well, can you take such and such off? Sometimes they actually like, oh, it's cool. Like, we can give you a discount. And they give you, like, a discount for nothing. But just because, like, you're saying, kind of like you're implying that you don't have the money for it. So, I mean, I wouldn't say pretend or act. Because it might not work every time. But I know it's crazy because when I've done it, I actually, like, either just didn't really have the money to spend, or, like, I just, like, it's not worth it to spend that much. And I'm like, hey, can you take such and such off, please? And she's like, oh, do you want a discount? And I was like, yeah, like, can you, at least 50 cents? Because that's what I had, like, enough, and it was, like, over by 50 cents. So I'm just like, at least 50 cents could you take off? And she, like, took off, I don't know, it was like $3 or something. So it was probably like 10 or 15% she took off, just because, like, I didn't have, I guess, have the money, or I seemed as if I didn't have the money. So I wouldn't say do that all the time, because after a while they gonna peep game shawty. They gonna be like, yeah, she's trying to run game. But, like, sometimes if you do really don't have them, like, sometimes if you don't have the money. Okay, so this last one is like it's really bad, but the finesse is real. Like, I'm a college student, so it's just like, yo, I'm cheap as fuck. But, okay, so you know how, like, when you go in the store, some thrift stores have tags on it. And instead of, like, having a sign at the very end of the aisle, sometimes they just mark the tag because they want this specific price for this item. And so, like especially if it's, like, a name brand. And say it's, okay, so it's a shirt. You know, shirts are maybe, like, $3.99, $4.99. But this shirt is a name brand. They'll mark it, like, $7.99 or, like, $12. I'm not going. $12 in a thrift store, to me, like, you gotta be, like, some high fashion type name brands to get a lot of money out of me. Like, I don't care if you Ralph Lauren, like, I'm not gonna pay $12 at the thrift store. Cause, like, I mean, I won't say you can get Ralph Lauren for $12 at a regular store, but the clothes in the thrift store is not brand spanking new. Like, it's been from the manufacturer to the store to somebody's closet, whether they wore it or not. It was at somebody's closet. It's like a car. You know, car depreciation when you drive it off the lot. Like, it's the same thing. Like, even though you might not have wore it at your house, it's at the thrift store, and it was at your house at one point. So I'm not paying $12. So what I do is, if I see a tag on it, I switch the tag. Like, say the tag says $7.99 and I find a tag that's like $3.99. I'm gonna switch the tags, and I'm gonna pay $3.99 for that shirt that was supposed to be $7.99. And I'm not saying that's right. Morally, that might be bad. But some thrift stores be really trying to get over. Like, no, that's not gonna work. So I basically create my own prices and mark them up and mark them down, because I just don't find that it's reasonable. Thank you all for watching. I hope that the tips were helpful. If you have any tips, please drop them down below so that we can all get them. If you want to be fancy, you can use a lip brush. I don't have no bougie in me, so I'm just going to put it right on.
What's up? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just need you to listen. Yeah. Whole lot I wanna say.